Hello guys, I'm DarkenedEmbargo, bringing you a great standard 5th gen UU match against John of POKEMEN, and I do make Pokemon Online battles on my own channel. I do upload there, so if you like what you see here, then definitely go check me out. Anyway, I lead out with Uxie as he leads out with his My Rubber, the Porygon 2, and straight away I'm going to trick him the Choice Scarf. I don't know if he didn't predict it. He obviously didn't predict it, and I get his Eviolite, which is kind of useless to me, but I suppose I could trick it to something else. And he just goes straight for the Discharge. Now I'm going to Thunder Wave him so that his Choice Scarf is absolutely useless, because now he's just locked into a move and still isn't going to outspeed anything. Anyway, I know I can definitely take a hit, so I'm just going to set up my rocks here as he discharges again because he is locked into it, and I am going to U-turn out into my Rhyperior because it is a ground type and the discharge will not affect him one bit. So now I am predicting him to switch because he can't do anything to me. So I'm just going to go for a substitute because this Rhyperior is sub 3 attacks. The attacks are Stone Edge, Earthquake and Mega Horn, so it gets pretty nice coverage with the Stone Edge and Earthquake. Anyway, he Earthquakes me, which makes my sub fade, but I'm okay with that because I can just go for the Stone Edge, but it misses. So that was kind of annoying, but it doesn't really matter much because he does have the Roost, as you'll see later. Anyway, I'm going to go into Wheezing, predicting his Earthquake, but he actually predicts my switch and goes for the knockoff and knocks off my leftovers. So that was unfortunate. But anyway, now he's going to switch out into his Porygon 2 again, and I'm fine with that because he's just going to take some residual damage from the rocks as I go for the Will-O-Wisp. He predicts that because he's paralyzed, so that's probably why he went into it. Anyway, now I'm going to go into Registeel, predicting the special move because Registeel is my special wall, and he goes for the Ice Beam, and here I get frozen, and this was just really annoying because Freeze is probably the most annoying hacks in the game. Anyway, now he goes into his Up the Butt, the Mew, because look at it, look at its tail, it looks like it's going up its butt. Anyway, he gets Leftovers recovery, so do I at the end of the turn, obviously, because we are both Leftovers. And here, I've seen this Mew before. It's actually a Sword Stance Mew. So I'm going to go out into Uxie because I really want to get the Paralysis on it. Anyway, he's predicting me not to go for an attacking move because he does carry Sucker Punch and he just goes for the Zen Headbutt and gets a crit. Now, I don't know how much that mattered, but it probably didn't matter on +2. It's probably Adamant, stabbed, all of that, and now I get the Intimidate off on him, so that's good. And here I'm predicting him to go for the Sucker Punch, so I am going to go for the Extreme Speed, and I get a crit as well, so that kind of pays back for his crit. He does go for the Sucker Punch, and it fails because I had that priority. Anyway, here I am going to predict him to not go for the Sucker Punch, and sure enough, he goes for the Drain Punch, and I can go ahead and hit him with a Flare Blitz. Why he didn't go for a Zen Headbutt, I'm not totally sure. But anyway, that takes him down to really low, and I know that I can kill him next turn. I always say kill. KO him next turn with Extreme Speed. So that is his Mew out the way. I was worried about that. He could have easily swept me if I hadn't been careful with which moves I went for there. Anyway, now he brings in his Spiritomb, and it has the Shadow Sneak, so it will be able to revenge kill me. I've never said that before, never spoken about Spiritomb's revenge killing, because how often does Spiritomb revenge kill? Never. Anyway, I'm going to go out into Registeel, because I know that he can't touch me unless he has the Hidden Power Fighting or something, and he goes into his Mamoswine, and I am still frozen. And doesn't really matter because I was probably going to go for the Thunder Wave. Anyway, I'm predicting him to go for the Earthquake, so I go into my Wheezing, and sure enough, he does Earthquake, and since I have the Levitate, it's not going to affect me at all. Anyway, he's going to switch back into his Porygon 2 now, as I just go for the Will-O-Wisp, wanting to get a burn on his Mamoswine, because obviously Mamoswine does have Mammoth attack, but because it's a mammoth. Cracking a little joke there. But anyway, yeah, it does have huge attack, and he's going to go for the Ice Beam as I switch into my Registeel to take any attack it can hit me with, because it won't have the best of special attacks, and I can take anything it throws at me. So anyway, I'm predicting him to go out into his Gligar here, so I'm going to go out into my Weezing, and I'm going to go for Flamethrower, I believe, as he switches back into Porygon 2 to take that. And he keeps getting the special attack raises, but it doesn't really matter because he still can't touch my Registeel. And that's going to do a disappointing amount, but I have no special attack EVs, so that's fair enough. Anyway, now I'm going to go into Registeel, and he's actually going to predict that and go into Gligar as I switch into Registeel. And at this point, I am going to go for the Iron Head after he knocks off my leftovers, and I will 4 out and I'm able to hit him with an Iron Head, but it does an extremely disappointing amount because he is another bulky Eviolite Pokemon, same as his Porygon 2 was. Anyway, now I'm going to go into his Weezing, into my own Weezing, predicting the Earthquake or something, but he's actually just going to Roost and get back to full HP, which was kind of annoying. But anyway, now he's going to go into his My Rubber as I just go for a Flamethrower. And that Flamethrower is going to take him down to 1% HP, where I can easily kill him with another Flamethrower, and that is one of his most annoying Pokemon out of the way now. So that was great. Anyway, now in comes his Kingdra. I don't know what sort of Kingdra this is. It could be a Rain Dance Kingdra, it could be a Dragon Dance Kingdra. He actually goes for the Hydro Pump, and that will easily KO my Weezing because I didn't want anything taking a hit and I didn't want him to set up. I'm also seeing no items, so now I'm starting to think maybe he's Specs. Anyway, I'm going to go out into Alakazam knowing that I can probably outspeed, unless he's Scarfed. He could have been Scarfed, I'm not sure. And he goes into Gligar to take my Psychic, but he can't take it well at all. And I will be able to KO his Gligar, so that's his second bulky Eviolite Pokemon out the way, which is really great. Anyway, now I don't want to be taking a Shadow Sneak because that probably will take out my Alakazam considering its paper thin defense, and he actually goes for the Sucker Punch, which is even better because that means that I can take no damage at all. Anyway, now most Spiritombs carry Will-O-Wisp, so I'm going to go for a substitute predicting his Will-O-Wisp. And he does go for it because Rhyperior have great attacks, so it's always good to get a burn on it. And now he's going to go for the Shadow Sneak to break my Rhyperior's sub, but he doesn't break it because Rhyperior also has great defense. That's probably why it's one of the best Pokemon in UU, although it is very slow and can't take a special hit. But anyway, now he Sucker Punches me, and that will break my sub. But by this point, his Spiritomb is already dead because another Earthquake will KO it. So it's currently a 3-2 in my favour, and he's going to go into his Kingdra as I switch out, not wanting to take a Hydro Pump, and go into my Registeel, who takes the Surf actually. Not sure why he went for a Surf when he had the Hydro Pump, probably for accuracy. But now he is locked into Surf because he is actually a Specs variant or Scarfed, I'm not sure. And I'm going to Thunder Wave him, so now I will be able to outspeed and just go for the rest to recover a bit. This bit's pretty stally, but it's not for long at all. He'll Surf, and I keep going for the Sleep Talk because this is a Iron Head, Thunder Wave, Sleep Talk, Rest, Registeel. And it works out pretty well for me. I can usually get a bit of Paraflinching going on, but here I Sleep Talk the Thunder Wave twice, so that was kind of annoying. And here comes the second Sleep Talk of the Thunder Wave. Here, and yep, I do get the Thunder Wave. I'm disappointed that I couldn't have got the rest, really, because, not the rest, the Iron Head, and Surf will take me down to 8%. I could do a bit more stalling here and go for the rest, but at this point Registeel is fodder, because I want to just be able to bring in my Alakazam, so I go for the Iron Head. It does an okay amount considering it's resisted, but I don't get the Para Hacks or the Flinch or anything, so I do just lose my Registeel, but that's okay because he was fodder. So I can now bring in Alakazam, and I will be able to hit him with a Psychic, which will KO. And now, his last Pokemon is Mamoswine, and I was thinking, I've lost this here, but he goes for the Ice Shard here, and I live it. So that was a really... I thought that was... I was incredibly amazed at that fact. I thought I had no chance of taking the ice shard, but I actually took it, so that was a great game. Narrow 2-0 against John of POKEMEN. Please head over to my channel, comment, like, subscribe on this battle here, and subscribe to POSimulator and POKEMEN. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.